This story about a young man is going absolutely viral, where the courts made him pay child support for a child that was not even his. Absolutely brutal, brother. Got a banger from the Modern King. Let's get straight into it.
I'm probably going to jail for this. I don't care. I've stayed quiet long enough. A few years ago, I agreed to be a sperm donor. She said she just wanted the baby and not a relationship. I was young and naive, and I trusted someone that I shouldn't have. When she told me she was pregnant, I congratulated her and moved to California. I thought that was the end of it. But then she started messaging my mom. She said she had no one, and she pressured us all to be at the birth. So we did. We were all at the birth. I signed the birth certificate, and I decided to be in the baby's life as a dad. I let her and the baby live in my Airbnb for free. I had to pay child support, and she took over $52,000 from me. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being a dad. She started asking me to be a family, and when I refused, she called me a deadbeat online, and I stayed silent throughout it all. 2.5 years later, I decided to take 2 DNA tests. Both of them said the same thing. I was not the father. When I shared the results, she said that I was lying and that we tampered with the test.
Before you back, I'll start believing is some company with her DNA. That could have been anyone's DNA.
She filed a restraining order. A judge silenced me and made me remove all my posts, based on Maria's claim that I was actually the father.
Wow.
Here is the court-ordered DNA test that I had to request. And it confirmed again, I am not the father. And while I was silent, she kept going. She was changing dates on photos, spinning stories, manipulating people online. Some people believed her. But while she was doing that, I was uncovering the truth. Connections, manipulations, lies, and the truth about who the real father is. This is just the beginning of
It's your dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Maria's web of lies.
This is absolutely brutal. Crazy story. But this is pure proof of, like, if a chick says, hey, skleeging me, I want to have your kids, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Like I say, unless now, if you want to go to the sperm donor clinic or whatever, and you want to go do that whole song and dance and you go skleege in a cup, cool, go for it, bro. Get your little $50, $75 or whatever they're paying these days. I don't know what the running rate is for human sperm, for male sperm is, but you know what I mean? Like, don't go out there and believe these women that they're just not going to keep you on the hook.
Apparently, I've been in a full-blown relationship I wasn't even aware of. Maria and I had a one-night stand on December 12th, 2020.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
He's like, I blew her back out once, and now we're in a relationship.
She was in her 30s, and I had just turned 24. And let me say this slowly for the people in the back. We were never in a relationship. She wanted more.
You just got manipulated, bro.
And I didn't. So instead of taking the L, she turned it into a full-blown homie hopper. Like, back-to-back. Wasn't even discreet about it. She just went down the roster like it was her job. I guess the logic was, if I won't date her, maybe I'll change my mind after I watch her hook up with all my friends. Bold strategy. It didn't work. And in case you think I'm still lying, her own cousin confirmed that we were never together. I'm sorry, Hadley. I know you hate this picture, but this is the time that Maria asked me to be a sperm donor. So she doesn't want to do IVF, and I'm convenient because we've already slept together once. She says she wants nothing from me, and instead of doing the smart thing and walking away, I said yes, because I was 24.
Yeah, I'll make you a single mom. Bro, you gotta be smarter than that, bro.
Stupid.
And apparently thought the best use of my time was becoming a discount sperm donor for someone that I wasn't even texting back. I was thinking with the wrong head, obviously. He said,
yeah.
No strings, no drama. I just want a baby. I was like, sounds easy enough, I can do that. I really thought I could just sleep with her and help her get pregnant. And then go back to business as usual. Like, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with the whole parenting thing. Top tier behavior. I own that, I know it, but I genuinely believe.
Well, hey, good for him. At least he's recognizing that.
Her when she said it would be simple. No drama and no strings attached. That's not what happened.
Thinking with the wrong head.
Yeah.
Pregnant the same day she got her period. And then accidentally exposed herself on TikTok 3 years later. May 7th, 2021, Maria gets her birth control arm implant out. She's from my hometown, and she was living in New Orleans at the time, so she could only be here on the weekends. So she came in town the next 2 weekends, May 14th and May 21st. We partied with my friends, she stayed over, she had someone take these pictures, and then later tried to use them to prove we were in a relationship. We weren't. What was I supposed to say? Don't take a picture with me? And then I went to California. While I'm there, I posed with another girl, Whitney. She's only a friend, but Maria didn't know that. Maybe she got jealous, I don't know, but what she did next will never cease to amaze me. On June 6, 2021, Maria gets her period. She knows I didn't get her pregnant. And she also knows I'm about to move across the country. So she invites me to brunch and she tells me she's pregnant, fully knowing that she's not. Then she starts drinking, like a lot. We then leave and go to another restaurant and meet up with my friend Dylan.
Pregnant and drinking? That's a sign of a good mother right there.
And she also tells him that she's pregnant. Dylan and I think it's weird that she's drinking, but she insists it's okay. Here's the proof that this video is on.
It's okay. I'm just having a few vodka tonics. The baby doesn't mind. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh wait, I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan.
6th.
Fuck this place, move to California.
Hey, you didn't get a lemon in here.
Oh, fuck, wrong way.
This video is dumb, but it shows two things. Maria was drinking, and I made it very clear that I was leaving. And that's important because that brunch, that's the last time I ever saw her until the week before the baby was born. Here's how we found out that she was on her period when she told me she was pregnant.
God.
Here's a photo she posted to TikTok to try to prove we were in a relationship. She changed the dates on the photos, but we'll get into that later. And then she posted this
Bro,
one.
the metadata, you can't fake those dates, you dummy.
Stupid.
I then tell my girlfriend, who's a nurse, that she took that photo the day that she told me she was pregnant. And Hadley's like, hold up, there's no way. Let me see that ultrasound photo again. So we pull up the ultrasound that she sent my mom. The ultrasound was done on January 17th, 2022. And it showed that she was 32 weeks and 1 day. I've since learned that pregnancy is calculated from the first day of a woman's last menstrual period. And if we count back 32 weeks and 1 day from January 17th, 2022, we get June 6th, 2021, the day she told me she was pregnant. And we didn't sleep together that day either. Since she never saw me after that, that means that she knew from the beginning that I was never the father. Furthermore, here's proof that I'm in California the only weekend that she could have gotten pregnant. She trapped me before there was even a baby. And the crazy part, we probably would have never found out if she wouldn't have posted the photos. She exposed her own lie, and it only gets crazier from here.
Bro, this is crazy work.
July 12th, 2021, she confirms that she's actually pregnant. We only found that out later when she started posting on TikTok, but at that time she kept quiet. From July 22nd through July 26th, I was with my friend Whitney. She met my mom and she posted it on Facebook. Maria didn't know she was just a friend, and based on what happened next, I think she got jealous. Because not long after, Maria starts messaging my mom.
Hello.
Hey mama.
The night, I guess that we first met, I guess was that night at the half show. One of the first things after we introduced ourselves and sat down, I can honestly, remember her saying to me that she hoped that I didn't think that she took advantage of my son. And of course I gave a polite answer to that. We went on to discuss, and she mentioned, how I guess she was impressed with you to be so young and so successful at that age. I can remember her mentioning your house and all your toys.
From that point on, Maria started pulling my mom in deeper. She would ask for baby pictures of me, and she told my mom that baby's gonna look just like me. She made my mom feel important and needed, and when Maria told her that she had no one, my mom felt pressured to come to the birth.
She told me if something ever happens to her, I want you to raise the baby. And I just remember thinking that poor girl has no one.
By then, my family was in, they were planning to be at the birth, and I was about to be too. My mom tells me,
Man, that's crazy.
knew I wasn't going anywhere. That's when it changed. The control started small, a comment here, a demand there, but it escalated fast. It was Easter 2022 and I flew home to see the baby. I spent nearly $900 on flights. My whole family was at the house. My parents, nieces, uncles, aunts, cousins. I blocked off my Airbnb and I hosted everyone including Maria and the baby. At first, things seemed normal. She was upstairs drinking, talking with my mom, being friendly. I was downstairs with my cousin just hanging out. The more she drank, the more her attitude started to shift. There was this edge to her, sharp glances and short responses. I could feel it building.
But get the alcohol out of this woman's system, bro. Clearly she's not good with her liquor, man.
Then, out of nowhere, she leans over the upstairs balcony, clearly drunk, and screams down at me in front of everyone, "Get your ass up here and take care of your child." My mom says this is the first time that she saw it. That Maria expected something from me way beyond what we agreed to. For me, it was the first sign that if I didn't do what she wanted, she would humiliate me in front of everyone. After that day, things shifted. Suddenly,
Bro, why did you even invite her to the function? I would have said, girl, you're not invited.
at first. But every time I didn't respond fast enough and give her what she wanted, she would use the baby against me. May 16th, 2022, she asked if her and the baby could stay in my Airbnb rent-free. I don't answer right away. A few hours later, she threatens to take the baby away from me, so I say yes. She moves in, I cover rent, utilities, internet, everything. Meanwhile, I can't rent it out during peak season. I'm losing money left and right, but I tell myself it's worth it to stay in the baby's life. Battle for me when they attacked Hadley. When I originally shared my story to clear my name, Maria, through her cousin, came online and spread horrible lies about Hadley. They said that she lost custody of her kids, that she was a felon, and that she tampered with the DNA test. None of those things are true, but so many people believed it. I watched the person I love cry while strangers made videos about her. They review bombed her book without even reading it, and despite all of that, she still stood by me. So yes, I came with a literal binder of receipts, and I'm going through it in order so they can't twist things again. Because it's one thing to hurt me, but it's a whole other thing when you're attacking the person that I love. Hadley and I met at the gym, and we went on our first date on March 20th, 2024. About a month later, I brought Hadley to lunch with my mom. My mom told us about Maria texting her recently. Maria was saying that I was selfish, that I wasn't allowed to see the baby anymore, and that she didn't want the baby to grow up like me. Hadley said, she can't do that. There's a court order. Because Hadley knew the system, she'd already been through it herself. On June 8th, we spent the day with the baby, Hadley's kids, and some close friends. Played cornhole, we went to a birthday party, and even had dinner with friends that night. It was just a good day. But when Maria found out that the baby and I were at Hadley's house, she lost it. She texted my mom saying I don't get to play house with their daughter. It's an interesting choice of words considering how the story ends. Maria demanded that I call her immediately or she's going to call the police. I had to leave the baby with Hadley and her friend to go to another room so I could calm Maria down. Soon after, I go on a bachelor trip that was planned months in advance. While I'm gone, Maria jumps on Facebook and has a full-blown meltdown. She says I'm absent from the baby's life and that I skipped town on Father's Day. I had just seen the baby a few days ago and already had a flight booked to be back on Father's Day. But reality doesn't stand a chance when Maria opened social media. Her post was public, no matter how many times she claims it was only friends and family. This little globe icon says otherwise. There's no way it was only her 5,000 close friends and family. Hadley saw it, her family saw it, probably half the state saw it.
Bro, who has 5,000 close friends or family, bro? Stop that. Loki, you know what I'm saying? There's no way she has 5,000 close friends or family. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Can we get some freeze in the chat, please? Loki, free. This story is absolutely nutty. I had to cover it because I'm like, this story's been absolutely going viral online. And I've seen clips of it, but I haven't really dug into it.
No way it was only her 5,000 close friends and family. Hadley saw it, her family saw it, probably half the state saw it. She called me a deadbeat. She said that I put my anything that walks, and accused me of shoving hot dogs down my throat for Instagram likes, which honestly is pretty funny. But the real kicker, she ends it with, the truth is coming out, and I'm not afraid to share it to the public anymore. She's all about freedom of speech until someone else starts talking. Anyways, She doesn't answer my calls or texts on Father's Day, so I don't get to see the baby. I'm not even shocked at this point. On June 20th, we head to the Bahamas for Hadley's brother's wedding. My parents were supposed to keep the baby for the weekend, but at the last moment, Maria asked if she could keep the baby instead. I say, sure, trying to keep the peace. Naturally, 2 seconds later, she's texting my mom. She's saying that I chose my girlfriend over my daughter, and now she's going back to court for full custody. My mom calls her out and says exactly what everybody else is thinking. You've micromanaged his every move, he's never bashed you publicly, and you've wished him dead more than once. And she was right. So it's June, and according to the court order, I'm supposed to have the baby for the whole month. But as usual, Maria was picking and choosing what rules apply. June 25th, this is what her family loves to twist. The infamous Lowe's incident. Here's what actually happened. The night before on the phone, Maria told me that I could pick the baby up from school in the morning. So I did. We ran some errands, grabbed lunch, and then we went to Lowe's. While I'm there, I text her and ask if I can keep the baby overnight. She calls me immediately. Her response, not thanks, not sure. Is Hadley with you? I said yes, and instantly she flips. She says that she's coming to Lowe's right now. I was like, no, you're not going to make a scene in Lowe's. I'll just drop Hadley off and then I'll bring her back to your house like we planned. I hang up and then I reiterate what I said over the phone through text. I put away my phone while I'm driving. I check my phone when I park at Hadley's house. Apparently, Maria's at Lowe's now. I had multiple missed calls from my dad. I call him back and he tells me that Maria has called him. And apparently, she was running up and down the aisles at Lowe's screaming that her daughter had been kidnapped. Oddly enough, her family doesn't deny this part. They just
Bro, this is wild. Okay, this is his reaction to the DNA test.
started telling friends and family, and everybody's in shock.
The probability of paternity is 0%. Bro!
Isn't that the most insane thing you've ever seen in your life? I hired a lawyer, and he said, do not contact
Here's
Maria
what I'm saying. Why didn't you do this before, bruh? You went through all this mumbo jumbo. You could have had this done from the jump.
again until she served. For the first few weeks, I was just sad, and then there was this moment. Hadley and I were just sitting there, and she kind of mumbled under her breath, I can't believe she called dying laughing. This was the first moment where I was like, what the did I just go through? And then small town people start talking, and I start getting messages like this. I guess all of her friends always knew who the real baby daddy was, but no one bothered to tell me, and I was pissed. I started looking at this tattoo every day. She would post this tattoo on her Facebook, and now knowing that her friends knew, I start wondering, were they laughing at me the whole time? I started to hate looking at my own arm, and I didn't want the tattoo anymore. It had nothing to do with the baby, it had everything to do with Maria. Hadley suggested that I either get it covered or removed. After some thought, I thought a line through it would symbolize moving on from the abuse, but not forgetting the child that I love. In October, Maria gets served a lawsuit, but not before I heard the process server say this.
I've been down this road with her before. Yeah, who was the guy? He did some kind of swimming pool building or something that she was fooling around with.
Apparently she's been in lawsuits with men before. I had no idea. After she was served, I gave her plenty of time because I asked Hadley how she would react if her kid's dad served her with paperwork showing DNA results that he wasn't the dad. And Hadley said I would immediately call him and tell him to get his down here and do another DNA test in front of me because I know they're his kids. But what does Maria do? For the first time ever, she's quiet. So I post my video to my 100 followers only to clear my name. I don't mention Hadley's name at all, and I keep the baby's identity hidden. Then the messages start rolling in. Shortly after, I'm served with a restraining order and they're demanding I take down all my posts. And that's when they take the opportunity to start twisting the narrative online. And while I'm silenced for 6 months, I start unraveling the truth about everyone in Maria's web of lies.
Oh my God. Lord have mercy. All right, this next part is he destroys her completely.
And then bragged about making a TikTok just to expose Hadley's personal information. Hadley made one video, not to call anyone out, just to clear her name.
I'm ready to address this search bar that's been on all my videos. I did not lose custody of any of my kids, and none of them have a disability.
Then Maria says this and sends Hadley a cease and desist, just for defending herself. She never said Amanda's name, not once. But Amanda told her, I'm not going to stop, period, take the video down. At this point, we stopped seeing Amanda and Julian just as Maria's loyal friends, because it really didn't make sense anymore. Why were they this personally invested? Because we had the court-ordered DNA test back at this time, so why were they still going so hard over a lie? And just like we did with Maria's cousin Michelle, we went full FBI mode. We got quite the laugh out of these, and then we found this one. And that's when we realized that Julian and the guy that everybody's telling us is Maria's real baby daddy, they weren't just friends, they were business partners. We realized that when Maria got pregnant, that man was married with a baby at home, and in Mississippi, if your spouse can prove infidelity, they can take everything. The house, the kids, and the business. So if that ever came out, it wouldn't just be that guy's life falling apart. It would also be Julian and Amanda's too. So that's why they came after us. Not because we lied, because they always knew the truth. They weren't just defending a lie, They helped build it, and they've been trying to protect it ever since. And the deeper we dug...
Oh my wow. Bro, this is crazy. This is why you really got to be careful who you stick your pee-pee in, bro. Wrap your tool, don't be a fool. Dude, I'm telling you, back in my younger years, back in my day, you always wrapped, and then you pull out. Wrap and pull out, bro. Just to make double, triple, quadruple check sure, bro. Because the last thing you want to do is end up in a situation like this. This dude was young, dumb, full of cum. He was 24 years old. And he got wrapped up into this web of life. This is why I always say that, like, when you go for these older women, bro, like these women in their 30s and you're in your 20s and they're really trying to wrap you up in like some type of relationship or situationship, you got to be weary because these women are more experienced. They kind of know the lay of the land. And they know that if they can get you lost in that nut, they can get you to move and shake different ways. You got to be really careful these days, man. You got to be really careful with these women, bro. Like, stop busting in these women bare. Pull out. Wear a rubber. Wear a Jimmy. It's really that simple. The last thing you want is an illegitimate kid with a woman that you don't even give a darn about. You know what I mean? Like, I knew this at an early age. My mom even told me, she goes, hey, son, if you're going to go out there and you're going to play the field, at least wrap up. You don't want to end up like your brothers and be 15 and have a kid. Like, that would be horrible. And now, luckily for me, you know, I'm 34 years old. I got a beautiful wife. I got a great dog. I got a real good dog. He's a good old boy. He's just a good old dog. Ain't you, Lokes? But I got a good dog, I got a good woman, and then now Cass and I, we're pregnant. We got a baby on the way, but we did it the right way, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that the way we did it's the only way to do it, but like we got married, we got a house, we got our finances in order. Our relationship is really good. We built a solid foundation together. We've been together for almost 8 years, and now we're having a child. A lot of people barely been together for 6 months, and they're like, let's put a baby in you. Like, not a good idea, bruh. You need to really know the person that you're with. And don't ever fall for this. I did this mainly for the younger guys. Like, don't ever fall for this. A chick saying, oh, I want you to be a donor, a sperm donor. Okay, you want a sperm donor? Go to a sperm bank. That's what that business is for. I'm not going to be your IRL sperm donor, bro. That's not how that works. But Loki, that dude really dodged a bullet. That was crazy work. Well, Loki, did you have a good time today? I had a great time, Father. Me too, dude. I love you, bud. You're a good kid. You know what? Let's give you a couple pets. Let's give you some pets. This is your Bobby boy, yeah. This is your boy, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to go to LeviNichs.com where you get some of that exclusive Ricky Sickle merch. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace.